a blind piano player, wrestler, long distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida, God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. This is show number 41, and today's date is May 2nd, 2026. We're out of April.
Yep.
And last week I talked about extremism.
Yes.
The massive extremes I had,
I know.
whether it be working out for a wrestling tournament or not being able to walk through a drugstore. One's extremely good, the other one is extremely bad. But today I'm going to start out by talking about something that I thought I never would.
Huh.
And I'll tell you what that is. I made a statement at the end of the basketball season, the regular season. If New York beats Atlanta, the season is over. That I would watch the draft lottery, I watch the draft, and I watch the free agency. But the season, New York did beat Atlanta.
Yep.
And the season is not over.
Oh, okay.
Now, one question I ask, how many people do you think thought at this stage of the game that the Philadelphia 76ers would still be alive?
I know.
I was not one of them.
And you love that team.
I do love that team, and I love their opponent.
Yeah, Celtics.
So when I say the season isn't over,
they're still fighting it.
I got one more game
Today.
tonight,
right?
at 7:30.
Tonight.
And regardless of who wins,
I hope you enjoy it.
That will end the season for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will tell you, New York could beat either one of them blindfolded.
Yeah, New York's so good.
And but what does this do? The fact that New York wins, what does it do? It changes rooting interest. I'll tell you what I mean by this.
Just for you or a lot of people or what? Rooting.
Certainly for me.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Atlanta, of course.
Uh-huh.
Now, I was rooting for Toronto to beat Cleveland, and I was rooting for Orlando to beat Detroit. Now, yesterday, Detroit was at Orlando, and Orlando was ahead by 24 points. They were at home.
Yeah, and you were getting excited. You wanted to find it on Sirius.
Yes, I did. But what I realized, Orlando did not want to win yesterday.
Well, one of their big good players was out of an injury.
But he was out the other two games in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
That they won. You score something like 18 points and a half a game. You're not playing to win.
Yeah, come on then.
And but anyway.
Yep.
Because New York is there, I'm rooting for Detroit. And I'm rooting for Cleveland. Now, I think a Detroit Cleveland series would be a killer of a series. You got Donovan Mitchell and Mobley, total all-stars, all right?
Yeah.
That's what Cleveland's got. Now, here's another issue that nobody talks about, but I'm gonna talk about it.
What?
East versus West. Now,
In college?
in
No, in
pro basketball.
NBA. Okay.
Now, what you have is you have 3 series in the East that are gonna go 7 games. Nothing in the West. What does that mean?
No, not
That
much
means
competition.
there is no depth at the bottom of the playoffs in the West.
Oh, so when they get tired, they don't have backup players to come on in.
Well, they're not as talented.
Oh,
5 through 8 in the West is not as good as 5 through 8 in the East.
okay.
That's what it means.
All right.
The East has more depth. And therefore, that's going to give the West the advantage because now you got LA and Oklahoma City, and you got San Antonio and Minnesota. Something else happened.
What?
Denver being eliminated. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Well, we know 2 things. We know 3 things. Number 1,
What?
Denver is talking about trading Jokic. Now, we all know there's 2 issues. If Jokic goes to Boston, the ratings, the NBA ratings, will go through the roof, which the commissioner should be concerned about. He should want that.
Yeah. More
Now,
money for everybody.
yes, it is. And you could pay the players more. You could
Yeah.
have a higher salary cap.
But he doesn't like Boston.
But here's the problem.
What?
Had 3 games yesterday. None of them were televised. So what good is having all these games? And I would say more than 50% of the first round of the playoffs were blacked out.
Yeah.
And the only way you could see them is if, number 1, you're at the game, and number 2, you get Sirius radio. Or you live in an area where they broadcast.
Or if you subscribe to Amazon, I think it was Amazon done.
Amazon is not even a factor.
Well, because we don't like it.
And neither is Peacock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Peacock. That's another one that we don't have.
So,
But one thing about Sirius, I'm so grateful my brother helped us get on that. It's just like Mike listening to the radio,
it is.
except Mike can't turn the radio on and off. I have to go through the computer, which is not good for Mike.
So if you die, I won't have Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's where we're at with the basketball. The Philadelphia Flyers are still alive, which I anticipated. When you're ahead 3-0, you shouldn't lose. They almost did.
They did.
Yeah, they won 4-2. But they're not going to beat Carolina. Now, here's
Oh.
another thing. The National Hockey League. Tampa Bay, remember I was talking last week about these 2 teams could meet in the Stanley Cup Finals? Well, if you had Stanley Cup semifinals and you took all the 32 teams and you put them in a hat, or 30 teams, the most logical prediction you would come up with for your Final Four would be Carolina, Colorado, Tampa Bay, and Montreal.
Okay, those are all the biggies.
Those are the ones that it was an open forum that these are the four that you would expect to make the Final Four. Now, two of them are playing in the round of 16 tomorrow, game number 7. That's absurd. I mean, only an idiot would do that. And, but anyway, no more hockey for me. I may watch the Flyers if they get ahead of Carolina.
Okay.
But things are wrapping up for me.
But at least hockey now has been on TV.
Hockey has been on TV. During the regular season, it's not.
Right.
Now, the topic of the day.
Yeah, what is it?
What is it?
You
I'll tell
didn't
you
tell
what
me
it
about
is.
it. What?
It's Abraham Lincoln. Now, I'm going to run this by you. What would have happened if Abraham Lincoln was president and he was afraid of the Nazi Party?
I know a lot of senators and House of Representatives were against him.
They were against him because they were Nazis. The good guys were not against him.
Right.
You know, how do you know this? By their fruits you shall know them. I don't need him to say anything else. Now, the Nazis of today want an all-out civil war.
And somehow they want United States to lose.
Yes, they do. They want the United States to lose. And as we speak, the Nazis and Iran are using stealth tactics to make this war go on
With the
until
midterm. To hurt the midterms. Yeah.
Yes.
I see it.
To destroy the midterm.
Mhm.
I don't know why Trump can't see it.
I'm sure he does.
Then you got to do something about it.
He's working on it.
You've got to find a way to end the war. Now, let's say Lincoln was afraid of the Nazis. And he said, "Oh, I don't want to fight this." Okay. Well, the Nazis wanted to fight. And the Nazis of today want to fight.
Well, I saw this movie. It was a recent movie about Abraham Lincoln, and they were going against him. And the actor who played Lincoln, he banged his head on the table, and everybody went whoa, because usually he seems so nice, and mild, and mannered, but nay, they went too far. He had to go firm against evil.
And that's what Trump has to do.
Yeah, firm against
I
evil.
love Donald Trump. And one of the things that you have to realize with Donald Trump, when Hitler was in office, the massive mess.
That was Biden, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The massive mess that Trump inherited.
I know.
And when you inherit a massive mess,
it takes a while to climb out.
Where do you start?
No.
If you ever went into a house that was a total pigsty, and you look around and your first thought is, what if I had to clean this house? Where would I start? Where would I start?
I've had jobs like that.
You don't know where you would start because it's so bad.
I know.
Now, in the case of last week, they didn't even kill the guy who tried to kill Trump. They didn't even try to kill him. That's amazing. Now,
okay, we're going to go to a break. This is the Nancy and Mike show. Stay tuned, guys.
Mike Zorich, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. Now let's say Lincoln,
Yeah, we're talking about Abraham Lincoln.
that he was afraid of the Nazis. In order to have the Civil War, he had to fire Nazi judges.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what if Lincoln was afraid and there was no war? Well, there would have been a war. Anyway, the South would have won. And how much longer would slavery have lasted if Lincoln had chickened out? That's the $64,000 question. And that's the question that the good guys have to be asking themselves. Now, you think, okay, we got time with the Iran war. Do we really have time? We got to get gas prices down. We got to get food prices down. Otherwise, we're going to lose the midterms. So if we didn't have the midterms facing us, then you could say, okay, we could take our time and try to wear them out. You're never going to wear them out.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You're never going to wear Iran out. You're never going to wear the Nazis out because they know this stalling is working for them. Now, as we speak, there's 33 vacancies in good states, in the Republican states.
The red ones.
Yes. The Republicans aren't putting their own judges in.
Well, they better get to work.
They better get to work. Because if they don't, we will have totally Hitler Germany rules. Now, that's one issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are a couple of good things that happened. Now, I said this many times.
What's that?
When Charlie Kirk got killed.
Oh, I know, that's so horrible.
That we should have immediately killed 3 big shot Nazis. One being Murphy from Connecticut. One being Pritzker from Illinois. One being Newsome from California. So now the Nazis know if they want to do anything, they're going to be held accountable.
Yep, they went too far.
They went too far, and this is what happened. And, you know, Pete Hegseth could do it. ICE could do it. We got to arm ICE. We got to give them the weapons they need. We got to give them machine guns. We got to give them taser guns.
What was that sound thing? That kind of helped with the.
I didn't even know if that happened.
Oh,
Somebody mentioned that there was this shrill sound in
yeah.
Minnesota
I
that
don't
they
know how
use,
shrill it was, but it was
and
something
it
that affected people.
makes people nauseated, and it causes hearing loss.
And it made them break up.
And yeah, it made them break up. I don't know if that ever happened. I never got any
Okay.
confrontation to that. That might have been
Information.
wishful thinking. Okay. But anyway,
Mhm.
if Lincoln was afraid, he probably would have lived longer,
Never know.
and you never know. And certainly, slavery would have lasted a lot longer than it did because the South wanted the war and they would have won by default. Well, this is what's happening now. And here's another issue.
But what's that good thing about the South?
I'm going to tell you
Oh, okay, good. Want some
two good things
good.
that were acts of God. Now, the question is these two good things
Mhm.
that were acts of God. Remember in the Methodist Church, and they would ask, "Where have you seen God at work?" Well, I saw twice in 2 consecutive days
Okay,
where I saw God at work. I'm going to tell you what they were
good.
because they will do some good. One of them was the state of Louisiana. Now, Louisiana has a good governor. His name is Landry. Um, but they're not all clean. They have a nigger for a mayor in New
So what did
Orleans.
he do?
What did he do? He sued the government. Why did he sue them?
The government of Louisiana.
Not the government, the federal government.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
What he wanted to do was get rid of racial districts. And he did. He won
Good.
his lawsuit.
Yeah, it's not right.
It's not right. I don't care if you're white or black.
It's just not
There
right.
should not be racially motivated
No,
districting. Now, that's one of the good things
and it's going to help.
that God did last week. That's hopefully will help.
Okay.
Now, another thing, two other things. Ron DeSantis, he did some gerrymandering
And within the Constitution.
within the Constitution. And because of that, we could get 4 more seats in the House.
And what about what happened to Virginia? What about that?
That was the other God at work.
Oh, good.
This governor they got, Scamberger,
Yeah, I don't like her.
and she's a total bitch.
So,
And she came up with this fake voting thing where she thought she could get away with it. Everything she did was unconstitutional.
yeah, I heard about that part.
Now, there was a judge in Virginia who ruled that what she did was illegal,
Good.
but she didn't care.
Why? What do you mean? It stopped her, didn't it?
No.
Oh.
So then she took her case to the Virginia Supreme Court.
And what happened there? Hasn't come yet?
She lost
Good.
yesterday.
Oh, good.
Now, however, that doesn't take us out of the woods. We have states, and I think Trump has too much on his plate. I don't know who's running for the Senate in Texas, but if it's Cornyn, In that state, we got 2 Nazis. The state of Maine has 2 Nazis. One being Susan Collins.
Is she supposed to be a Republican?
She's supposed to be, but she isn't.
Yeah, I've heard her talk.
And we cannot win either one of those 2 states
Mhm.
with 2 Nazis running against each other. Now, one thing I've been hearing is California passed a proposition, and I remember I voted against it.
What was it?
It was the top 2 politicians on the ballot by amount of votes they got in the primaries would be the final 2 who run off in the finals. Now, they could be a Democrat and a Republican. They could be 2 Democrats. They could be 2 Republicans. Now, when Kamala Harris ran for the district attorney job, she ran against another Democrat because that other Democrat got the second highest amount of votes. And they're talking that Chad Bianco, who we know
Yeah, we like him.
from living in California,
He's a good
is
guy.
very good.
Yep.
And Steve Helton,
We
who's
don't
a
know much about
Republican,
him.
we don't know much about
No.
him. But some people are talking about could they be the final 2
That'd be good.
and be in the runoff?
California might have a chance.
California would have a chance to improve.
It's a good state, but
But it's a very dumb state.
yeah, a lot of corruption.
It's very dumb. And it could happen, but in order for it to happen, what do we have to do? We have to pass through the filibuster. So when I say by the filibuster,
Yeah.
we need 50 votes.
If we pass the filibuster, if we go beyond it or something.
If you go beyond it. Otherwise, you need 60.
Yeah, and
We'll
that's too
never
hard.
get 60.
60 is too hard. So okay.
So if we do that, and it's up to the head of the Senate.
Well, I hope California gets straightened out because it has a lot of good stuff in California. We had a lot of fun living in California.
But what they got is the Save America Act. What's the Save America Act? It's every state would be required to have voter ID, and only American citizens could vote.
Yeah, that's common sense.
That's common sense.
hope
I
that
was
stays
talking
too.
to a Democrat the other day, and she was all for that.
Yeah, come on.
But
The Democrats aren't, but come on.
But she is, and she's voting against everything she stands for when she votes for the Nazis.
Well, she lives in California and they get brainwashed. Well, we're going to a break. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Stay tuned.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease. Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is a Nancy and Mike show. And one of the things I was talking about was, what do we do about this problem we're having with the Nazis? Do we go to war? I think if we did, we would have a better chance of
Well,
winning.
Pete Hegseth said the most horrible problem is in the United States, dividing good people.
And what about the Pope dividing Christians?
Well, I don't think he meant it the way it sounded, but I don't think he should have said that. So anyway,
But
just let it go, because
anyway,
there are a lot of good Catholic people that love God, that's for sure.
but you know what I heard the other day, and I don't know if this is true, that the Catholic religion in the last election, 55 to 43 went for Harris.
Ooh,
Now, I don't know if that's true or not,
I can't believe it.
because you can't believe everything that you hear.
Well, these polls are mismanaged.
Yeah, and even the stuff you see on Facebook, it sounds good, but nothing comes of it.
I know.
How many things do you see on
You can have
Facebook?
your hopes up, and then you never
They
get
sound
anything.
good, and you find out that none of this stuff ever happens. So anyway, let's see. I'm gonna have Nancy do her wonderful thing,
Okay.
and
Well, there's this one thing Mike and I listened to Dutch Sheets. He has given 15 5 days a week on the week, and
yeah, he's very good.
yeah, and he was saying how God works through His people and not independently, and that kind of went whoa. So this I picked up says prayer is not overcoming God's reluctance. It is laying hold of God's highest willingness. That was written by Richard Trench. And today, our good friend Willis, she had thoughts of the day. I read that I'm sure she bought it somewhere. But anyway, from Isaiah, it says, "This people I have formed for myself, they shall show forth my praise." Isaiah 43, verse 1. And then on the bottom it says, "We have missed the full impact of the gospel if we have not discovered what it is to be ourselves. Loved by God, irreplaceable in God's sight, unique among our fellow men." That was written by Lawson. And we get this good magazine. We always get excited when it comes in the mail. Let's see. It's the Angel. Let's see. Where's the first page? Here it is. Angels on Earth. So this story was written by Cynthia Caldwell. She lives in Illinois. I'll just tell it. I'm not going to read it. So this young girl and her mom, on nice days in Illinois, they'd go out in the backyard and have a picnic. And the mom noticed a little finch was getting her nest ready. Oh, and it was so precious. Every day they'd go out and have their coffee and watch the bird taking little sticks and putting things together. And then to inside of the nest, she got some feathers and some soft grass. And then they two birds' parents. They watched over the eggs, and the mom and daughter. It was like every day they'd see what's the next step. So as the birds were getting fed, and the mom and dad would come and give their food, and they're opening little mouths. Then one day, while the mom and daughter were sitting in the kitchen, the mommy bird came knocking at the door, knocking at the window, tapping with her beak. And the mom looked, and they looked at each other. They ran outside. The mom grabbed a rake, and there was the black speeding I forgot what it's called, black speeder or something, snake rushing up to the babies. So the mom grabbed the rake and wiped that snake off the bark as it climbed up. And then the mom and daughter saw that, hey, besides them watching the mom and the birds, the mommy bird was watching them watching and knew that they could come to her rescue. So it's not just that we're watching nature, nature's watching us too. I love that story. It was so precious, wasn't it, Mike? I kind
Yeah.
of did a fast job of it, but a very sweet story. And I love getting these angel stories every day, except they go too fast.
Yeah, you finish them and think, oh, when is the next one coming?
I
The next
know.
one's not coming for another, what, 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah, it says like 2 months, but we read one every day, so it goes fast. But we just got it, and yesterday was the first story, and I loved it. It was so precious. Oh, and yesterday last night we got to see Spellbound, which I love because first of all, it had Salvador Dali's artwork in the dream section, and Mike and we kind of pay attention to our dreams and see what that it's supposed to tell us, how are we to interpret it, and stuff like that. And that's what this movie was about, trying to figure out what was happening, what is God trying to show him. And I always loved that movie. I could see it again, and beautiful music too. Okay, that's it. And oh, I know. Monday and Tuesday, Mike actually was out about doing things with me, and Tuesday we did three things. Went to the bank, went to pay some insurance bill,
Yeah, AAA.
and then went out to eat. And I know God helped me park right in front of each place, but remember last week he was talking about the extremes, not being able to walk through the drugstore, but this last Monday and Tuesday he was out and about. So thank you. That was good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the place we went was very good. Red Robin.
Oh yeah, very good.
It's we used to go they had Red Robin in the state of
Yeah,
California,
La Quinta.
and it was very good.
Mm,
And one thing they have that I never uh did before was they have bottomless fries. Now, what that refers to
You know, Mike and his potatoes.
is if you want more fries after your meal, you could have them. Now, during those days, they had it when we were living in California. But during those days that I lived in California, I was wrestling
Yeah,
and
you had to keep your weight.
I had to make weight for
Ah,
Iowa. So that means I couldn't
take advantage of that.
take advantage of that deal. And I remember, during the January, February, March,
Uh-huh.
where I had to be watching my weight for these national tournaments, they would have all these pizza deals.
Don't you
Oh,
remember that?
I'll never forget
Limited
that.
time, they'd always say, right?
Limited time. And by the time the tournament's over, those deals they
no
don't
more.
exist anymore. So that's
But I'm glad Mike is getting stronger and he's being able to walk further. And we're going to work on it, huh, Mike?
but
We're gonna work on it.
any event, last week I talked about my
experience.
blood pressure issue. And I had blood pressure issues for more than 60 years. And when I was a teenager, I'm 79 now. So 60 years ago, I would have been 19. And, s- you know, the doctors would say, you're going to get a stroke, you're going to get a heart attack. They
Mhm.
never tried to prescribe blood pressure medicine for me because of my age. I don't know how that relates.
I know.
But anyway, they never tried. And if they had, I probably wouldn't have taken it because uh, some of these medications wear you out.
I know. Serious
And
side effects, and you were busy trying to win national.
yeah, I wanted to be the best blind wrestler of all time. And I would not have taken any medicine that would have slowed me down. The only medicine I would take is antibiotics if I got sick.
And then that ends when you get
And
well.
then that ends when I get well or when the antibiotic runs out. And that was okay. So that was the deal with that.
Yeah.
And anyway, we got a letter from the doctor saying if you're going to move or, well, I'm not going to do anything,
Well, I think she wasn't happy because we didn't answer the phone.
but I'm not going to have them call anytime they feel like it and start ordering Nancy around for something that I can't do anything about.
Yeah.
Now, for example, if I could take some medication that works for me, but the medication they're prescribing, it doesn't work. It tastes like crap and it doesn't work. Now, the last time I went to Oxford, and I'm scared of that place,
Yeah. I think that's probably what made you worse.
I was 187 over 102, which
Mhm.
is way up in the stratosphere. And so I said, okay, I can't. I had my last pill that morning
Mhm.
of the stuff that doesn't work. But maybe it didn't work because I was scared.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. I don't do it every day. And I don't want to do it every day because I've had this problem for so many years that my thinking is when God wants me, He's going to take me. So that's the way that goes. And I will show up for my appointments in July. I got 2 appointments.
Mm.
July 7th for blood work, and July 21st is the actual appointment, which is a Tuesday, 3 days before Nancy's birthday. I would go to those, and it'll be just like a regular doctor appointment, and they're going to ask me why I'm not taking this medication, and I will tell them because it doesn't work.
Got it.
So that's where we are with that. And let's see what else. I think
Well,
we're
after the break, what are you going to talk about?
maybe baseball.
Oh, good. So we'll be right back. This is the Nancy and Mike Show.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Mike Zorich, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorich, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorich has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. Now, one thing that happened last week. Remember I was telling you why I was rooting for the Yankees, and because the Red Sox are tanking. And that very day, last Saturday, Boston fires a bunch of their manager and a bunch of coaches.
Yeah.
Well, that isn't going to help
Nope.
because you've got to have, it's not the manager that's losing the games, it's the owner that's losing the games. The team has no power, and the Phillies, they fired a bunch of people too, and I didn't see that coming. And even the Red Sox, I didn't see coming. But I don't think the Phillies are tanking. I think they just got off to a bad start, and they made a bad trade with Castellanos. And what they're going to need to do is they got to figure out a way to cut down on their strikeouts. That's
Yes.
what.
You dislike that, I know.
Well, because it does nothing for you. It does nothing. When a guy strikes out, it does nothing for your offense. If have a man on second base, and guy hits a ground ball to the right side, the guy on second base.
Yeah.
Let's say the second baseman fields it or the first baseman fields it, and you're out at first base. But the guy who's on second moves over to third. Or
can happen.
if a guy hits a fly ball to right field, and the right fielder catches it and he throws the ball in, and the guy moves from second to third on the fly out. That's what you call a productive out.
Right.
But if you strike out, the only one that helps with that is the pitcher. And even the pitcher doesn't like to get too many strikeouts because we're into this stupidity of too many pitches. That's one of the dumbest things I ever heard of, by the way. As long as a guy is getting people out,
keep them in.
Keep them in. That's the name of the game, is getting people out. And if you're getting people out, there's no reason to take a guy out of the game if he's getting people out. Because you could bring in a relief pitcher who's normally reliable, and he could have a bad day. Why not stick with the guy who's doing well until he complains to the manager, I'm getting tired?
Yeah, it's more of a sure thing.
It's more of a sure thing. And if I was a manager, I would let the pitcher decide when he comes out. If he's getting people out, he stays in. And this is the surest thing in the books. And
maybe go out and talk to him, see how he's doing.
Yeah, you could talk to him even between innings when his team is up. Well, how are you?
Yeah.
Because we don't want you to get hurt, but we want to win the game. And the way to win the game is to uh, keep the guys in there that are getting people out.
And
That's
usually the pitchers are the ones who want to stay in and win.
yeah. But sometimes they want to stay in even when they're hurting.
Yeah, so the manager has to know that people.
And I was a guy, you couldn't take me
Yeah.
out of the lineup. I wrestled with a
Believe it.
temperature of 105
And
several
you
times.
tried to wrestle with a sprained ankle too. Remember?
Wrestling with a sprained ankle, back injuries, broken fingers.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get me out of the lineup.
Mike.
You had to drag me out of the lineup because I knew that my wrestling life was limited. I wanted to wrestle as much as possible, even if I was dying out there physically. And it's probably guys like me who make managers not believe what their pitchers are telling them. Say, "Oh, I'm just fine.
Yeah,
I could pitch another 6 innings," and the guy's dying out there. And maybe it's guys like me who are making it bad for the pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was like that, and so
that's why your blood pressure was always high when you were younger, because you just had this intensity.
well, yeah, I had tremendous intensity. And one other thing I had was before I wrestled, not before I ran, but if I had to play in a piano recital, I'd get very nervous. If I had to wrestle, I'd get very nervous. And before races, I didn't get very nervous because when you're in a race, what you're actually doing is you're running against the clock. You're running against.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, it does take a long time, especially in my case where I was a long distance runner.
Yeah.
So,
especially marathons.
yeah, I never should have got into that. That was a mistake getting into that. But anyway, that's the deal with that, and maybe I'm part of the problem with this issue. I just thought of that on the spur of the moment. That I could
to communicate.
Yeah, exactly. So I was part of the problem with this, and
well, this is a wrap up.
anyway,
thanks for listening to our show, guys, and we'll talk next week. Stay tuned with us. And like us and subscribe. We could use some more subscribers.
Yeah, and next Saturday is the day before Mother's Day.
Yep. Well, we got to go. Take care, guys.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.